Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for the metals price prediction based on Elliott Wave Analysis. This is a daily for the gold. We're gonna start with the channeling as usual to watch our price position from this chart here on the daily, where we have our price still ranging inside the acceleration channel. We didn't yet touch the base channel, which is normally happens when you are in an impulse here and you are laying down your acceleration channel from the top of the wave 3. Normally the wave 4 tends to hit the base channel here again before we push toward the upside in a wave 5 to accomplish or finish the impulse as 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Now, currently, we got, of course, a very lower prices as expected as well to finish this structure. The corrective structure here as a three ways down, three ways up, and then 1 2 1 2 3 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5 is very still likely to push for lower to finish also this double 1 2 as an impulse. And as we claim it of also like 2 3 days ago when we start to see this massive drop as a wave at 3. So basically, I'm still looking here for lower prices, very likely to move and shift it to the midline of the lower part here of the acceleration channel and getting potentially a rejection. And it can, this rejection turns into three ways toward the upside in case we're still bearish and we're looking for a long term here correction. And of course, as alternation for this wave two, we might get three ways up. In case we are in an A, B, and a C, the wave C might hit, of course, the base channel after a longer term correction here, especially to fill up the gap between the acceleration and the base channel here before we start to push toward the upside. This is what normally happens in like 75% to 80%. This is what happens during impulses and when we lay down our channels. So we'll see if this is going to happen. Don't forget also there is a probability for a triangle where the triangle wave E here can hit later on this base channel before we push higher in a wave 5. And that means the wave 4 here still have a potential scenario in double scenarios for a wave 4. Since we are looking here at a large 1 2 1 2, potentially 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Currently, the first priority to watch is the small wave 4, which is a lower time frame here, a very shallow wave 2, and both, by the way, are very close in price, which makes the price target the same, a level between the 0.23, 0.38. And that's why we still have the same area to be hit sooner or later, because we might still have a longer correction here based on this wave 2, as we mentioned, whether it is an ABC or if it is an ABCD and an E triangle here formation for a wave 4. The timing is the only difference and not the prices. Of course, the timing is the only difference between those two scenarios where we might still get a wave 5 in case we finish a longer correction. Now, in case we are in this small correction, which alternating this 1 2 3 4 5, because this wave 4 is a little bit suspicious to be related as or alternated by this wave 2, meaning like 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Very likely that this is your impulse as a wave 3, and this is another 1 2 3 4 5. So very likely that the wave 5 here can unfold still for a new all-time high. So don't get surprised, because this is one of our scenarios, as you can see, which is still there. The crossroad here is very important to watch. When once we move toward the upside, it is very important to watch this crossroad in case we are pushing in a wave C. So I'm gonna add also this potential drop here as bearish, because it can be a wave C there, okay, for a wave 4 as well. Or we can be in a longer triangle here, C, D, and an E, and then pushing for higher again. So those are the paths that we might get in the future. And we'll see, of course, which one is going to unfold step by step, guys, as usual. So if we dive inside it on the 1 hour chart for the gold here, for the gold, we are looking as well on the micro level for a large impulse 1 2, followed by a 1 2 3 4 and a 5, and finished potentially or unfinished yet wave 3. This wave 5 is still unfolding internally. We're gonna zoom in, 15-minute chart. But this, all of it is your wave 3, which is this one there. And then we're looking for alternation for a wave 2. As you can see, it's an expanding flat, A, B, and a C here as a wave 2. So I'm expecting also a little bit longer time, wave 4. Once we finish the impulse, of course, then having a wave 5, which is still can reach lower for the 1.618 extension, $3,620. And very likely, as psychological number, it might get aggressive and push towards the 3,500, meaning less $120, and hitting the psychological number before we push towards the upside. So, by all means, as this current wave is still unfolding on the 15-minute chart, if we dive inside it here, we can see that we have double 1 2 1 2, and then another 1 2, and a wave 3 here. Wave 4 and a wave 5 is expected still to push towards lower prices. As you can see, the correction that we are looking for here is the 0.38 Fibonacci level. I mentioned that I'm looking for the 0.38 and not just the 0.23, so a little bit deeper, and that because, of course, the alternation of this wave 2. This wave 2 is a little bit shallow, despite that it looks like a zigzag. But if you take the fib level, it is very close to the 0.38, which is the minimum required, meaning it's a shallow one. So I'm expecting another deeper one, and here we are. So the probabilities here for the gold is a potential triangle formation, meaning it can be here an A, B, C, D, and an E there, taking a little bit longer time before we continue the drop for a wave 5 downward. Now, why I doubt a little bit here the something higher than this, because of course the formation here of an A, B, and a C can be very likely given in a triangle there for a wave B. So this is your A, B, C, D, and a E. You know, wave 2 is not allowed to be a triangle. And here we are, we got an impulse there, finishing wave C, plus followed by 3 waves down again. And currently we'll see 3 waves up one more time, and we might see, of course, wave D, and then, sorry, this is A, B, C. Yes, wave D and a wave E, and then pushing toward the downside. So basically, this can still take a longer time there. So if we are also in an A, B, and a C, well, okay, this is also a probability where your wave C still can hit our timing here for a wave 4. So it can still range for a longer time. Don't forget, it can be at least double time here for a wave 2, and even can extend to the 6 or 7 times for a wave 2 as a wave 4, guys. Probabilities also can be an A, B, and a C. Your wave C is a 1, 2, 3, 5, like an ending diagonal. It can be all of it an A, a B, and a C also, where you might have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this region is still required at the end. Yeah, so before the invalidation 4,126, this is a very important a green flag in case the price push for higher. Then we start here to think about something bullish. Once we take this invalidations, this is our signal there. Until that time, I'm still looking for one more leg toward the downside to finish a wave 3, even 4 and a 5, because you still have another wave 2 here to alternate, with this one. Sorry, this wave 2. Okay, this wave 2 over there, which is very deep. So I'm expecting here something sideways, even then pushing for lower. That was it for the gold, guys. This is what I'm expecting. Of course, further downside is expected, but today for Friday, I think that the price might keep ranging a little bit, and there is a probability whether it is a triangle here or it's going to take this high. So expect that we're gonna range inside this area here before any kind of a drop toward the downside on Monday. So this is what I'm expecting as well for today, guys. That was it for the gold. For the silver, if we move to the daily as well, we're gonna watch our price position as usual regarding the channeling here. Wow. So we have hit the zero point 0.5 as expected, and as we were calling many times, of course, and since I would say like months, that this might be taken as a $60 And we're looking here to a deeper correction because the wave A itself was very close to the $60. So the wave C is expected to take it after double 1, 2 here, 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5. So I'm still expecting, of course, a wave 5 since we have a large gap here between our invalidation for the bullish wave 1 here, meaning it can just simply range in this gap as much as it wants, guys. So we're very, very far from the $35 invalidation. Yeah, expect lower prices that it might can still get here in for the $50 guys. Okay, $50 is very likely, and I believe that the acceleration channel here is the one that it's gonna play the major bounce area here for a wave 5. Okay, so which is around exactly the $50 as you can see, and so this is a $60 here. Sorry, $50. There you go. So this is what I'm expecting here. The $50 is a very psychological number that it can be taken as well. And I'm looking, of course, to finish the structure, not just that. So the structure has to be finished. And that means if we go to the daily here, we're looking also at this potential ABC. We were looking for triangle. Of course, triangle invalidated after this drop. Left was only ABC or a W, X, and a Y as well. So that means I'm going to lay down this as a potential A, B, and a C there to finish the wave 4, which is potentially can still be done. But don't forget that also we have a W, X, and a Y here. W, X, and a Y. The wave Y is longer in time and in shape because you might have here a W, three ways for an X, three ways for a wave Y. And it still can hit, of course, the $50 0.618, by the way, in confluence with our channeling as well. The acceleration channel line here, which is at $50. And we still have a large gap even for invalidation. So that's very, very legal, I would say, for as per Elliott Wave before we push for the upside here. All right. So, in term of paths here, so I would say let's remove this one. It's done. This one is gone. Also, the wave C as well is there. So basically, I would say that since this wave C can start to push for higher, yes, can be potentially a scenario, and then one more leg here for wave Y that it can unfold to the $50 and then pushing for higher later on again. There you go. So those are the two possibilities remaining there for the silver. Okay. We're gonna watch if we're gonna have an ABC or is it a finished large ABC and we push for higher. Highest probability here because of the impulse there, it and the shallow wave B. Because normally, if you are in a regular flat, three ways down, three ways up, well, the wave B is preferably to get a little bit higher to this level between zero point 0.7 and zero point 0.9 Fibonacci level. But this is not the case because if you take the Fib levels here, you will realize that this wave B didn't pass or surpass the 0.618 here, yeah, as let's say wave 2. So 0.618 was not taken. So preferably the wave B in regular flat, meaning the ABC like that, A, B, and a C, preferably that this wave B goes higher before we push down for a wave C. But this did not happen, suggesting that this is a wave X rather than a wave B. So giving also a higher probability that a zigzag formation might be unfolding there because we have an impulse A, B, and a C. So yeah, those are the probabilities there for the silver also on the daily. Those are new possibilities and new insights, so to be marked. So on the 1 hour chart, micro level for the silver, we are looking also at this trend toward the downside still here as a 1 2 1 2 3 4 and a 5. The wave 5 is still unfinished where you have double 1 2 and a large wave 3. Wave 4 is unfolding very likely in a triangle form, and we might push toward the downside and then 4 and a 5 here. By all means, if we are looking here at this move in the 50-minute chart, you have 3 waves up here and 3 waves down, and then 3 waves up again, very likely to be unfolding a wave C there, and then D and an E, and then pushing for lower. Of course, targets are still possible to reach the 0.38 here. That because, of course, it can be a deeper wave 4. Alternation was this wave 2. As you can see, it's not a deep wave 2. So we can still have here a 0.38, $60 again for a wave 4, which it can be even an ABC regular flat. This is the wave B that I'm talking about as a perfect regular flat, coming back to the 0.8, 0.9 Fibonacci level, and then pushing up for a wave C 1.05, and then pushing as well for a wave 5 here after finishing up this regular flat. So that would be a perfect regular flat, meaning, of course, the wave C as an impulse is very still likely to get here as $60, hitting this target, but then pushing for lower again. To mark here is our invalidation, which is the $63.36. Very important to keep it in mind. And that means, of course, the price, if the price still below this this number, that means, of course, the pressure of selling is still there, and it might unfold the wave 5 at any time. If we take it, okay, it's a green flag here. It's time to change our perspective at this price, of course. So that was it for the silver. Let's move to Palladium. For Palladium XPD, so we're looking also for something bullish today and expected fib level 0.38, the minimum target. That because after the finished structure here, we have potentially finished the structure as a large diagonal. Don't forget, for our chart here, you are in a leading diagonal wave 1, and then A, B, and C perfectly unfolded, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as diagonal wave 5. I don't like it so much, of course. I mean, the wave 5 looks even longer, so that is turning into an expanding diagonal, which is very ugly and also very rare, but we don't have any other option here. So basically, we have finished this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in case of an impulse, and in case of an A, B, and a C also can be done. The wave C is already finished, by the way, in this area. So the area there is very, very critical and important, especially when we are measuring here this 1, 2 there. So I'm still expecting anyway a push toward the upside here in case of bearish, and in case of an extension toward the downside and continuation for something very bearish. So the 0.38 anyway, even in bearish, is a target right now. And here we are. That's why we are pushing towards the upside there. We're looking for the 1,216, meaning an ABC or a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Can be a wave A, B, and even a deeper wave 2 going back to the next level. So expect, yes, higher prices for Palladium anyway, and at least to reach the $1,216 there. Yep, so that was it for the gold, silver, and Palladium for the daily analysis. Thank you for watching.
Before
Thank
you
for your
leave,
likes
make
and
sure
comments.
to join
See you in the
our
next one.
private
Bye-bye.
Discord community. There you will get daily updates faster than YouTube, plus exclusive bonus trading signals for the gold, silver, Bitcoin, and stocks. You can also request one special technical analysis every day and get access even to our only members video on YouTube and also on Discord. And stay ahead, of course, with economic and political news that actually moves the market. And of course, we do regular Q&A sessions, so you can get your questions answered directly in the Discord. And of course, if you're serious about leveling your trading, the Discord link is below in the description and in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.